Hello and welcome to Peggy's Tropical Garden, coming to you from the Florida Keys. If you watch my recent houseplant tour video, one plant I mentioned that I am totally obsessed with, and I had propagations and several pots of it, the Ceropegia Woodii, the string of hearts. Now, in my opinion, to grow a string of anything, it takes a certain kind of plant grower with a certain amount of experience. And I just happen not to be that kind of person. I have one string of bananas that I've grown successfully, and I'm scared to even touch it. But this string of hearts is the exception to the rule. I am totally obsessed with this plant, propagating this plant, growing this plant, and just having a really good time with it. So I wanted to share with you my experiences. So if you're someone who is very familiar with this plant already, hey, you may want to watch the video, share some tips with the rest of us. I purchased this plant about 6 months ago, and now it was about 1 foot long at that time, and now it's well over 4 feet long. And here's another one that I'm growing. If you're not familiar with this plant, I really feel like you're missing out. So if it's one of those plants that you've been kind of avoiding because you're not good at string of pearls, string of this, string of that, join the club. I'm horrible with all of them. I've killed them all. But this string of hearts, you need to give a try. Now, if you're considering adding these plants to your collection, the Ceropegia Woodii, you're going to need an area in your home with bright indirect lighting. As you can see here, I have windows facing 2 directions. I have shutters so I can control the lighting to make sure that it's not direct light. And I also have some small grow lights. This is the brightest area in my home, so this is where I have most of my plants. Now, I love plants that let you know exactly what they need, and it lets you know whether or not they're getting it. If you look at this plant, you will see that in some areas, the leaves are clustered closely together, and in other areas, they're further apart, and that's a result of the lighting conditions. The areas where the plant is getting the most light, the leaves are closer together. Now, if you look here at the top, this is a common problem. You're not getting enough light on the top, which is the case here. That's why the leaves are so sparse at the top. And then right here, you see they're very close together. And then right over here, very close by, you see bare vine. This plant did not lose any leaves in this area. It's just that it gets less light, so the leaves are further apart. So if you want your plant to be nice and bushy and full, you need to make sure that it gets plenty of bright indirect light, and don't forget that the top of the pot needs some bright light as well. String of hearts require a well-draining soil mix. I like to keep my soil mixes as inexpensive and simple as possible. I use the least expensive soil that I find and add perlite for drainage as needed. If it needs more drainage, I add more perlite. If it needs less drainage, I add less perlite. And it's also very important to make sure that your pot has a drainage hole. Now, I like to check this plant with a moisture meter before I water it, just to make sure that it needs watering. These plants will decline quickly if they're overwatered. So I choose to bottom water with this plant just to make sure that all of the fine roots that are further down in the pot are getting the moisture that they need. So I do this by just adding some water to a bowl, and then I just simply place the pot with a drainage hole into the bowl. I leave it sitting in the bowl for about 20 to 30 minutes while it absorbs all the water that it needs. Once it has absorbed all that it needs, it will no longer absorb water any further. This plant will visually give you some indication when it is dehydrated. One thing that I do with this plant is I simply go through and I will squeeze the side of the little heart-shaped leaves, and if they're kind of firm, then I know that the plant is not dehydrated. If I'm able to push the leaves in on the side and they curl in rather easily, it's dehydrated. And you'll see here too that some of the leaves are curled at the edges. That means it's a little dehydrated. And that's why I encourage you to get to know your plant, know what it feels like when it's not dehydrated and things like that, so that you are aware of these signs. Now, in terms of fertilizing, I fertilize every time I water my plants. I have this recycled milk jug here, and I keep it full of water that has gone through my zero water filter. I keep my fertilizing very simple. I do use Miracle Grow. It has worked for me. I have many plants and it works. It takes one of these small spoonfuls per gallon. So I give it half of one of those little spoonfuls in each gallon of water that I use for my plants. And every time I water them, I fertilize. For propagating, I have tried some of everything with this plant. I'm really having fun with it. I've tried some of everything. I'm loving these little seedling trays where you can, it has the little thing, the dial on the top where you can let air in to if your mixture is a little too wet. But I just put some soil in here. The water's on the bottom under the tray. And I just laid some strings of string of hearts on the top and let them go. And they have rooted. Yeah, there's some other things in here too. But the string of hearts, I just laid them on the top. If the leaves are down on the bottom, they will go upward, going towards the light, so you don't have to worry about, if you're laying it down on the soil and some leaves are down. But as you can see here, this plant has rooted. It has taken, I guess, 3 weeks. This is the result of being in this container for 3 weeks. I had never done this before. Like I said, I'm really enjoying this plant. I'm impressed with how quick and easily it will root and how easy it is to propagate. So I was untangling my string of hearts and some of the hearts fell off. So I decided to see if I could leaf propagate. Like I said, I'm having a great time with this plant. So what I did this time is I just took some sphagnum moss and sat the leaves on top of the sphagnum moss. And I wasn't really sure whether or not this was going to work. I figured if these leaves actually took root, I could put them in the bare spots at the top of, my pot of chain of hearts to kind of fill it in and make it fuller. So I was really surprised and pleased with the outcome. Look at this. I know there's a lot of moss on here. I kind of don't want to pull it off too much because I'm scared I'll pull off roots. But as you can tell, this plant, these leaves really rooted. So excellent results. I didn't know if it was going to work. Here we go. Another way to propagate the string of hearts. Now these leaves were propagating on the sphagnum moss for the same amount of time that the strings were propagating on top of the soil. And I think the results with the sphagnum moss are a lot better. So next time I think I'll put the string on the bed of sphagnum moss as well. As you can see, nice roots. And this root even developed a tuber, which gives you another option for propagation. You can just take that tuber. I'd let it develop a little bit more, but once you get that tuber, you can cut that off and just lay it on soil, and it too will root and sprout. And here's a look at another leaf that was propagated on the sphagnum moss. And as you can see, this one has a really impressive root system, much larger than anything on the strings that I had propagating on the soil. So I think in the future, sphagnum moss will be my way to go, even though I don't like having to pick through it afterwards, because I'm always fearful of pulling off some roots, and usually you do, but you should still have enough to work with, so it should be fine. I'm just going to use these propagations to fill in this pot of string of hearts that I have. So I'm just going through, digging a little hole with my needle nose cutters here, and I'll just put the little propagations, the little roots in the holes and fill in this pot. And here's how this pot looks now that it's more filled in with the propagations. I've been enjoying these string of hearts so much that I saw the variegated ones and it just seemed like I should give them a try too. So I found an Etsy seller that had some available and I went on and made that purchase. After having the variegated string of hearts for about 4 months now, I find that the care is quite similar. However, they do need a bit more bright light and they are slower growing. However, I've had no problems with the variegated string of hearts either. And there you have it, the string of hearts. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you. I appreciate you watching and supporting my channel. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye-bye.